opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink Television, its sponsors, or partners.
Welcome back to the Straight Goods, the Enviroshow. I'm your host, John Abati. We have guests from the Blomidon Naturalists Society, John Harwood, the president, and Ed Sullis, their secretary or treasurer. And so, gentlemen, what's the Blomidon Naturalist Society about, and why were you formed?
Well, we were formed in 1974, so just 33 years of age now. And I think it's probably simplest if I just read you the one-paragraph description of what we're all about.
Okay.
It says, the Blomidon Naturalist Society, based in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley, is a group of people of all ages having a common interest in natural history. The primary objective of the society is to encourage and develop in its members an understanding and appreciation of nature. For the purposes of the society, nature is interpreted broadly and includes the rocks, plants, animals, water, air, and the stars. The society provides public lectures, field trips, publications, and supports projects related to nature and conservation.
Okay. You got your name from, we have an image, I think, of the actual, the bluffs. Are they considered bluffs in Blomidon?
Blomidon Bluffs.
Bluffs.
Yes.
Okay, so we have an image, I think, there it is there. This is what your namesake is, I guess.
That's correct.
Okay. What kind of things are you guys involved with? Do you have specific events or projects you're involved with?
Yes, we have monthly meetings except in midsummer, and we invite always interesting speakers to talk on any subject related to nature, not necessarily specifically in our area. Like, for example, on this past Monday, which was our regular monthly meeting, we had an expert on trees talk about how the forestry practices in Europe and things like that. So anything that's at all related to nature, we would cover. We also conduct field trips, and those are mostly in our area, and virtually every weekend, and in the summer, in midweek, there are walks to look at various aspects of nature in our area.
And your area consists of where?
Well, really, within the site of Blomidon. So, this end of the Annapolis Valley. But we are interested in everywhere.
Do you go up through all of Kings County, don't you? Is it Kings County?
Yes, Kings County is principally our area. But as long as you can see Blomidon, we're happy.
Your membership, do you have, is there affiliates or something? How does the society work?
Well, we have about 200 members, just a few more. And I might add at this point, all of our events, being our lectures or our field trips, are open to non-members. We're not restrictive at all in that respect. We encourage people to join, but they don't have to. But, I'm sorry, I missed the main point of your question.
Just wondering, are you affiliated with anybody?
Oh, yes, the Naturalist Society of Nova Scotia, the umbrella group, we're a member. Our society is a member of that. And individuals may, of course, join the larger society through ours if they wish to.
How would I go about joining you? How do I become a member?
Ed can tell you about that.
Membership is yearly. The membership includes 4 newsletters, which are sent by mail, and the fee is a low $15 plus. For family, it's $18.
Anyone can join, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter where you're from or whatever. Just but like John said, don't have to be a member to come out. Do you have any like specific areas besides Blomidon itself? Do you have any kind of places that people go and you guys kind of run or operate? Is there Roby Tufts,
Yes.
Oh, the Roby Tuft Center in Wolfville, and Ed again, I think I'd like to tell you about that because he's been involved in helping to maintain it.
I think we have a photo of it. What is that exactly?
It's actually a remnants of a building that was sort of a home for chimney smiths. They
still migrate there, don't they?
That's correct. And there's a volunteer or two that provides a nightly count, I suppose, of the chimney smiths that return to that. It's also combined now with the display. There's 8 display boards, and they're variously from orchid displays, the bald eagle type displays, the swift displays, and we recently, or last summer at least, upgraded that facility and renovated it.
Is there pay to go there?
The
Do you have to pay? You can just
No.
It's just public access.
Yes.
We just encourage people to come. It's a mini park, and in the evenings, in May, I think is the best time, when the swifts return, people just like to come and have a look.
It's quite a sight, right? There's, what, hundreds of them?
Well, unfortunately, there are a lot less than there used to be.
Oh, right.
But this is one of the things that the chimney has been useful for, is allowing, by keeping it there, we're able to count them and compare year to year and coordinate with other areas in the province where swifts occur to see how the population is doing.
Do they breed in the chimney, or is
No, they just
it's
rest.
a roosting spot?
Now, they come back at night, and I honestly don't know where they build their nest. I'm not the swift expert, obviously, but I think they must nest somewhere else, but
they always come back.
embarrassing.
They come
I
back
don't
every
know.
evening, though. However, like every evening during.
Every evening at that time of year, they come back and they cling vertically to the vertical walls of the chimney.
That's
inside.
That chimney is located on the site of the Wolfville Farmers Market. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And also, do you have any other sites or any other places where you kind of maintain or anything?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
You are involved with a lot of publications. I know that I have one of your bird checklists or bird lists.
Yes.
What kind of publications do you have?
Well, here's another one. The calendar we issue each year, which has wonderful photographs in, all taken by our members, and a vast amount of information on our area and things going on, and historical notes, and just grand thing. I looked up today's date, the 21st, and today we have the highest tides of the month in the Midas Basin. And they're some 18 meters high. It's an astounding thing that we have just here. And so you can look up when high tide is to know if, when you go down to walk on the beach, there's going to be any beach or not.
So the counters, it's not just pictures, it actually has data, educational.
Yes, every square has got some interesting information on it. The time of high tide or time of sunset and all of that. And significant things. I just, in leafing through it, noted that this year is an anniversary of the man first going to the moon, and that's the day it happened is noted in here.
Right. And so it has some educational and tourism. Does it list some hot spots or tourism places where people can go to and that sort of thing?
Not specifically. We have other publications for that. Ed's got over here is the latest one we've published is what it has there within the site of Blomidon, as I said, which describes our society. That's a collection of articles that were published in local papers over a long time. They've been collated and turned into walks, so you can choose based on the time of year, etc., to go for a walk. It will give you the descriptions of how to get there and what to look for.
Oh, that's good. That's kind of like a hot spot, tells you.
Well, yeah, it was where all the hot spots are.
Right. And is that specifically for Kings County? or just within the Blomidon area?
As the name says, within the site of Blomidon.
Right.
And the third publication, which we did some years ago, and this one, the membership wrote it as well as published it, and it's a natural history of Kings County that tells you what you can find and where.
Oh, okay. And so what is it? It has a list of the various species that are found in the area?
Yes, and about the geology, just all aspects of natural history. It's a wonderful publication. I have a house guest comes to every year or so, and the first thing he does is pull that out of the bookshelf and read a bit more of it each time. He just finds it interesting.
How are they available? How can people access any of that? Because those are valuable resources, I find. Even I have the bird list at home. I find it very, very good.
Well, you can ring Ed, and he'll send you one for
Okay.
for some money. And I think his phone number is available.
Okay, and you have a website. People can click onto the website. What is it? www.blomidon or Blomidon Naturalists, all one word.
Yes.
.ca or com?
CA.
.ca, right?
Yeah.
And everything's available through there, right? You have hats and other fundraising things.
Yes, anything that's to do with us, you can find there, and membership information.
Your
and all
events
that.
are listed on there as well. You have your events on there.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Okay.
We publish in our quarterly newsletter detailed things about the speakers that are coming and the field trips that are available.
Okay. Do you still do? I subscribed to the Hans Journal, and there used to be a section in there where you specifically picked the species and highlighted the species. Do you still do that?
Nature notes.
Yeah.
That's not published anymore. But a lot of the nature notes are actually in this publication.
Okay. So yeah, I find those very good. Those are very handy resources if anybody's interested in finding out the natural history of Kings County and even further expanses of the region.
Yes, it shows where Kings County fits into the overall picture of Nova Scotia, so you certainly get the wider scope, not just the details of Kings County.
The naturalist, as a group, you're affiliated with the Nova Scotia, the overall provincial naturalists as well, correct?
Yes.
You have a big event, don't you, coming in your area this year?
Nature Nova Scotia.
They're having what?
Well, Nature Canada.
Yes.
Oh, it's Canadian also.
We're not putting it on, I should say that from the outset, but their annual meetings are being held in Wolfville this summer in early August, and we are providing some support to them.
It's in Acadia, correct?
Yes.
And they can find out when and where that is on your website as well, right?
I haven't specifically checked that to see if it's there yet. It will be,
All right.
but Nature Canada will have a website as well.
Okay.
So.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out and sharing your information with us, and hopefully people get involved. Thank you.
Well, we'd be pleased to see anybody.